Right, so we're going to head out over to the other valley here and have a little look over that, because we've got all sheep and lambs out in that valley, and we've seen a fox just in a bit of cover just above where they are. So it's a good place to sit out and have a watch, see if anything comes out at dusk. I had a bit of a to-do last year with a fox on there that was coming in taking lambs, and I found that there was a little area over there where they had an earth and there was cubs there, and there was quite a little collection of body parts belonging to young lambs. So I think it's probably going to be the same scenario this year, so we'll go over there and have a little look. Okay, so this is the area that we're wanting to cover this evening. There's some ground, a little patch of rough ground right in the middle there of that hill. That's where the foxes unearthed last year, and it's right above this valley where the sheep are. At the moment they're further up the field, but normally they're down in this bottom bit here, so they're right underneath where the foxes are, within probably 50 to 100 yards of them. So it's easy pickings for any hungry foxes, especially when they've got youngsters. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll set up somewhere along here where we can get a good view out across there, and see what comes out at dusk. So this is probably about as close as we're going to get to that bit of ground, because where we are with a hill dropping down like that, and the way the valley is, it means if we get much lower, then we're not going to be able to see into that area of rough ground. And also there's some pylons running through here, so we need to make sure that we're above the pylons or above the cables. So I think here is probably about as close as we're going to get, which is about between sort of 300 and 450 yards, or yards. So it's a bit of a stretch, considering that we've got quite a strong wind coming down here today as well. But I think it's a good compromise. It offers us a good sort of vantage point. So I think we'll sit up here and see what comes out. So I quite often get asked what gear and that I take out in the field with me, so while we're at it I'll do a little kind of load out of what we've got with us. So we've got a little video camera for zooming right in on them long shots, normally when I'm on my own, but fortunately today I have a camera crew with me. We've got a rear bag to support the back end of the rifle to steady the shots. I've got my Sens earplugs in there as well. I had them in here from the other day when I was on the range, because you always get someone that doesn't have a moderator on their rifle, so always handy to have with you, although generally I don't normally wear them for most of my rifle shooting, but certainly on the range it's worth having. Got a decent torch. This is one of the Wicked Light torches, really strong beam, goes out to about 500 yards for body ID and probably about 800 for eye shine, so that's a good bit of kit to have with us. Obviously ammunition, magazine, and set of Allen keys, always handy. So that's that lot. I've also got the thermal spotter with me, the Pulsar Accolades, so they're very handy, especially when the light starts to fade. We're picking up first signs of anything being about. And lastly, I've also got with me Kestrel wind meter. That's also got all my ballistic information that in there I need for any longer shots. So that's pretty much the setup that I've got. The rifle, as you probably recognise, is the good old 260 Remington with the Element Nexus scope on there. Very good scope that for daytime shooting, long range shooting. Very reliable and repeatable. Very impressed with that. MAE moderator on there. Yeah, outlet's bipod on the front. That's that setup. And clothing wise, I've got the Ridgeline camo jacket on there, which is great because it keeps the wind out and the rain. And also, yeah, it keeps you pretty well hidden, although that's not really too much of an issue at this distance. But yeah, so that's my kit. Oh, I'm glad I checked that. That was already set for the last shot I took with this. So that could have put us off target a little bit if I hadn't noticed that. Cool. Let's have a little look, see what the wind's doing. So we've got a perfect full value crosswind, and that is probably about averaging about 9-10 mile an hour. So certainly something to factor in. Right, so as I say, there's quite a bit of wind coming down. I think what I'm going to do is have a quick shot and just see if I can just confirm really what the wind's doing, just to make sure we're not going to get caught out if a fox comes out. So there's a prominent stone down there in the middle of the area where we like to see a fox, which is 308 metres, so around about 338, 340 yards. We'll have a crack at that. So what I'll do is just quickly put that into the Kestrel. So 308. That gives me a correction of 4 MOA on the elevation. So I'm going to dial the scope into 4. And then I'm also going to dial the wind in as well, because it's fairly constant. So we've got, at the moment we've got a wind of between sort of 8 and 10 mile an hour. So I'll split the difference. It's telling me 125 to 175, so we're going to go 150. So we're going to push left 150, which is there. And I'll have a go at that and see if I can score on the stone. Perfect. I just flicked that bit of chalk up in the air, lovely. I'm actually quite surprised myself. Cool. Okay, I'm happy with that.
How far was that?
That was 338 yards. So yeah, I think we're good to sit and wait now. Now we know what the wind's doing and that. All good. So that was a fox, just went through the cover up by where the sheep are at the moment, which is right on the brow of that hill. I can't see him now because he's a long way off, but that was definitely a fox because he was going up along the fence line, then just nipped into the cover to the right. That is, well, that's it's probably 650 yards away. But we'll keep an eye out because he's obviously in the area and moving around, so he might well work his way down through that bit of cover and come out down the bottom here, which is where we want him. Right, so we did see a fox there that was just coming up. Well, it was just going down the bank between the cattle, and it was about 580 odd metres away, so a good sort of 650 yards away. But yeah, there was just no chance for a shot on that. It was, the light was fading too much. We couldn't get the camera on it or anything really. So yeah, it wasn't staying still either. It was constantly moving. So we had to just give up on that one. We did try and cut it off by walking along the top of the bank, and it came up behind some trees, and I think it probably saw us, but all of a sudden it just disappeared. So we had to give up on that. So what we're going to do is going to call it quits on this farm. I've got another farm that I need to go and have a look round because they've just started lambing, and they want us to go around and clear a few foxes there. So I promised I'll turn up and have a look there tonight. So I think what I'll do is go straight there now and go and have a little look round with the 223 and the night vision. Okay, right, so we've just arrived at the small holding. There's a couple of 100 ewes on here that are just about to lamb, so we're going to go around and just check the fields and that, and just clear up any foxes that we might find around. Now, the farmer here, he doesn't really sort of want the foxes shot too much because they don't generally throughout the year do any harm, but obviously with the lambing coming up, he likes us to have a little thin out just before that starts. So I'll probably only shoot this probably 3 or 4 times a year, and it's always just before he starts lambing, and then through the lambing season we just sort of keep on top of things. So we're going to have a little walk around now. I haven't been here since last year, so it'll be interesting to see what's about. So this is the first field. I'm just going to walk down through here and have a better look on the other side of the trees. I can't see anything yet, but this is usually quite a productive field, this one, so might be worth putting the cooler out, see if we can pull something in. So this is the bottom end of the field. There's a few rabbits about, but other than that I can't see anything yet. I can't even see the sheep, I don't even know where they are. A little bit of a dip here, so they may be down in the dip. Because this is quite a small bit of ground, I brought my 223 with me this evening, and I'm also using a night vision scope. I'm using the TD50, the infrared TD50L, nice little scope that, and should be plenty up to what we're doing this evening. Right, I'll hop over and have a look. So just seeing something go across the top of the field there. I'm not sure what that was. Could have been a badger, it might have been a fox, but we'll scoot up and have a quick look. Okay, so I think whatever that was I saw up the top here, it seems to have moved off down into the bottom of the field there. There's like a stream that runs along through the bottom there, and a sort of wooded area as well, so chances are whatever it was has dropped down into there. But I'll keep an eye out because I might well see it come along just down in front of me there where the ground's a little bit lower. Oh, there's the sheep. I just thought the sheep had just tucked down just inside that hill there. I think what I'll do for a minute is I'm just gonna wait here for a bit, just see if we get any traffic come through, just passing through. Being that this ground is quite small, and there's a road that runs down the bottom there. A few houses dotted around as well, so we're a bit limited on places I can actually sort of take safe shots here. But this one's quite nice, this bit, because the foxes tend to naturally go up and down the stream there in the ditch, and there's a nice, well, this field drops down and there's a nice field that rises up behind, so basically all along this sort of top end of the field is a safe shot, so ideal. Here we go, something down the bottom there. That was a good start. I bet you're all seeing that fox there because the IR was kind of bouncing back off of the low branches here, but yeah, I managed to get a shot. How it looks on film, I don't know, but he's down anyway. So that's the first one down for the evening. I'll leave it there for now because it's very light this evening, which is why I've tucked myself back up here into the cover rather than trying to walk around because it's very moonlit. So I think a fox would spot me straight away if I was walking around the middle of the field. In fact, it's light enough I don't even need the IR. I could shoot without the IR. Just see another fox go just up the bank there to the houses behind me. So there's definitely one or two about. I think I might put the cooler out. See if we can put them out to this field. Right, so it's pretty quiet this evening, so I'm going to use quite a quiet call. I'm going to try Young Rat Distress. See if that does that. Two down. That second fox must have already been coming in when I shot the first one. He was just stood out in that field. I didn't even put the infrared on for that one. I could see him well enough just stood in the field, so rather than spooking him I just went straight in, chested him. He was about 75. So I've been calling now for probably an hour or so and not had anything else come in, so the last one I saw was the one that was up by the houses there. So time's ticking on a little bit, but I've had 3, so that's not too bad going for the evening. Normally first night on here each year I'll probably shoot 3 or 4, so probably about right I guess. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go and pick up the slaying and just keep my eyes open really, just in case there's anything else about. Right, let's go and pick up this lot. Well, that was pretty cool to catch. Must have been the slowest shooting star ever. That's a good fox, that. Dog fox. Big boy. Good. Alright, that was the second one, the one that was a bit further. There's a vixen, quite a dark one as well. I just got a straight in the back of the neck. Perhaps a little bit higher than I was aiming, but I probably just pulled it a little bit. Still, another big fox. That again's a vixen, slightly smaller one. That was the first one I got. So, another good one to get though. Brilliant. Right. Farm should be pleased to see that in the morning. Right, well that's it for this week's episode, but I hope you've enjoyed it and be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.